Before Google was even an idea, children and adults alike were outside, playing, laughing, doing what is now considered illegal. This story is one of the more interesting ones about an alligator and a snake. Queen of the Swamp by Leland Faulkner. When you think of magical childhoods, names like Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, even Peter Pan might come to mind. No childhood, however, could even come close to being as magical as mine. You see, I spent every summer learning, exploring it, and playing at my grandparents' home alongside the swamps of Louisiana Bayou. Mornings and afternoons were never dull around my grandparents' swampy marshlands, and there were always my faithful companions. There was my 6-year-old sister, Avery, there was my 15-year-old cousin, Otis, and there was Ruth. Oh, I should add here that Ruth was our pet alligator. I guess Ruth wasn't exactly our pet because, well, you can't really have a full-grown alligator for a pet. But still, Ruth was a pet in the sense that we saw her every day. We played with her from a distance, mind you. And, more importantly, we fed her. Now, I know wild animals are supposed to fend for themselves, but we took pride in helping Ruth maintain her slivery 700-pound physique. We fed her frogs. Each morning, Avery, Otis, and I would get out of bed, eat the feast-like breakfast prepared by Grandma, and bolt out that door. We made a game out of seeing who could catch the biggest frog to feed what my sister called the Queen of the Swamp. Otis and I let Avery give Ruth this well-deserved title because it was obvious my sister knew about all such things as royalty. After all, every day, rain or shine, staying at my grandparents' home or going into town, Avery wore the same outfit. A bright pink tutu, one of a dozen or so pastel leotards, cowboy boots, and a folk diamond tiara. So, after collecting a pail full of amphibian snacks, the three of us would sit on the embankment, far away from the snapping jaws of what was sure to be the only pet in the whole South who can actually be petted. I have to hand it to my sister. Avery may have only been 6 years old, but her tenacity for catching what Grandma called work frogs was only overshadowed slightly by her almost unwavering ability to throw the slimy frogs into the air, down the embankment, and into the mouth of one very hungry alligator. She never flinched. Never. In fact, the only time Avery ever cried was when Goodbye, Kermit! It is then that I learned the importance of name association. Avery was fine with catching nameless frogs, but attaching a name to one of them changes the demeanor of the game entirely. While Avery may have been a little sensitive at times, my cousin Otis was nothing short of our very own Indiana Jones. Nothing ruffled him, not even poisonous snakes. Otis thought it was a game to see if he could catch a poisonous snake without getting bitten, which would, in his own words, make you sick enough to go to the hospital and get a bunch of shots. It never occurred to Otis that shots and a trip to the local hospital might take a backseat to, I don't know, let's just call it death. I remember one time. Here, Snaky, Snaky. Here, Snaky, Snaky. Come here. Ha, gotcha, gotcha. I've got a dead snake. I've got a dead snake. Hey, 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 Leland. Hey. Hey, 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 Leland. Leland. Ever seen a flying snake? No, I've heard of flying squirrels, but I've never seen a flying snake. Stand back and watch then. At that exact second, my sister Avery turned the corner to announce that Grandma had lunch set up on the back porch.